Good morning, dear children. Today also we'll continue with the same lesson in geography, that is chapter number 5, major crops. So in the previous classes, we have learned about the different types of food crops and the cash crops grown in the world. So today we'll take another topic, that is green revolution. So what is this green revolution? Okay. Now throughout history, there have been many events, or you can say the revolution that have occurred and that have changed the life of the human beings, like industrial revolution, you can say the American revolution. So in the mid 20th century, okay, there was a revolution that dramatically changed the field of agriculture, and this revolution was known as a green revolution. So this particular concept was proposed by an American scientist, his Dr. Norman, okay, in the USA in the 20th century. And in India, it was introduced and proposed by Dr. M.S. Swaminathan, who is also known as the father of the Green Revolution in India. So now let us see what do you mean by Green Revolution. So green revolution, it refers to the phase of significant researches, development and technological transfer initiatives undertaken between the 1940s to 1970s to boost food production in the world. So the main intention of this revolution, which was brought in the field of agriculture, was to increase food production in the world. So in short, we can say it is the answer to the food problem in many parts of the developing world in the post-1960 period. Okay, so we can say it solved the problem of food shortage in the world. And India was among one of them, okay, one of this country to start or to take the use of, to start off this revolution. And India benefited a lot from this green revolution. So now let us see what were the main features of green revolution in India. Number one, introduction of new and high yielding variety of seeds. Like we say the HYB seeds were introduced, and this is a good quality of seeds which give more, which yield more, and at the same time the growing period was very short. Number two, increased use of fertilizers, pesticides and weedicides. The farmers were encouraged to use more of fertilizers, pesticides, weedicides in order to boost the production. Number three, use of latest agriculture machineries. That means the farmers were encouraged to use the modern technique of production like tractors, harvesters, threshers and all, because it reduced the time of the farmers and at the same time increased the production. So these were some of the features of green revolution in our country. Now let us see the impact, the positive impact of this green revolution. That is the advantage of green revolution to our country. Number one, higher yield. So that was the main intention, to grow more food crop, and at present India is self-sufficient in the production of food grains. Number two, introduction of an extra crops. Now how the extra crops were introduced means by the use of this HYP seeds. It was a short growing crop. That means the growing period was very short, and therefore it enabled the farmers to grow some extra crop in the year. And because of this extra crop, there is an increase in the income of the farmers. That means farmers' income was increased. Number four, the diet of the rural communities is now more varied. Because of the introduction of these HYB seeds and all, there is a change in the food intake of the people living in the villages. That means now they are taking more nutritious or the nutritious food in their diet. Number five, higher returns have justified a significant increase in irrigation. The irrigation is the artificial means of supplying water to the field at the right time and in right amount. So because of this use of modern seeds, or you can say the use of pesticides, fertilizers and all, it has encouraged or it has expanded the scope of irrigation in our country. So these are some of the positive impacts of green revolution. Now, at the same time, Green Revolution has certain disadvantage also. Like Green Revolution is a unique event in the history of independent India. This has saved India from the disaster of hunger and starvation. But it has its own inherent disadvantages also. Now let us see what were the disadvantages of this Green Revolution. Number one, it was expensive. You can see a rural indebtedness has risen sharply. That means the farmers, they were encouraged to use more of this HYV seeds, fertilizer, pesticides and weedicides. And the cost of production was high. And because of this, the farmers are in constant debt. So that is one of the greatest disadvantage or the limitation of Green Revolution. Number two, loss of soil fertility. How there was a loss of soil fertility? Due to excessive use of chemical fertilizer. That was one of the main feature of Green Revolution, isn't it? They were asked to use more of chemical fertilizer so as to increase the fertility of the soil to boost production. But what was the drawback? Loss of soil fertility. Then number three, mechanization has increased rural unemployment. It means that more of the work in the farm, most of the work in the farm were done by machines, and therefore the laborers, mostly the landless laborers, they were unemployed. That means the rural unemployment increased. Some HYV seeds have inferior taste. That means the food grains which were grown by using this HYV seeds were tasteless. And the last one is use of tube wells reduce the water table. That is excessive use of tube wells to draw the underground water has resulted in the reduction of water table. So these are some of the disadvantages of Green Revolution.